Hello dear students in Research 2. Today I'm making this video to tell you how to write the data analysis section in your thesis. Okay? So let's get started. For this section you need an introduction. This section is very easy because it only outlines the procedures you used in order to analyze your data. So this introduction is going to talk about those different procedures. Let's take a look at a couple of examples. The data collected through the research instruments was object of different kinds of analysis. In this sentence, Professor James Forero makes the case for the way he analyzed the data in his own thesis. On the other hand, Olga Barahona gives us a more comprehensive introductory text. The data obtained in the questionnaire, interview, and observation groups was classified and coded according to the type of response. To tabulate the resulting data, these were summarized in a table that allowed ordering the data in a homogeneous way and achieving an objective view. To organize it, content analysis was used. Content analysis is the process of summarizing and reporting written data, the main context of data, and their message. Cohen, Manning, and Morrison, 2007, page 475. So as you can see, just the same as in the data collection instrument section, we support information with the literature. So what is the data analysis procedure that you used? What is the method that you used? So did you use grounded theory? Did you use a priori analysis? Did you use content analysis? So it doesn't matter which one you used as long as you support with the literature, with the corresponding text, where you got the ideas from. Okay? Then you exemplify a little bit more or you explain a little bit further. This process helped to identify the main issues in the responses received to find a possible relationship between them, which also allowed the researcher to give importance and veracity of the data provided by the participants. Remember that you have Creswell's book, Bell's book, you have Cohen, Manning, and Morrison's book, and you have others, the case study book and the action research book. So try to find in those research books the different ways to analyze data and find one that you feel more comfortable with. For example, if you're using a priori, that's Freeman's book where we got that information. So find one that you feel comfortable with and then stick to that and make sure you include it in your introduction. The subsequent paragraphs in your data analysis section are the data analysis by instrument. So similarly to what you did with the data collection instruments when you presented each one of them and you described it, here you do something similar. You take the name of the instrument, in this case perception survey of flight attendants, and you explain what you did with it. So results from the survey were tabulated and color-coded in a chart to compare the different levels and most predominant problems they encountered. After results were organized, a more extensive analysis was carried out to synthesize information, and from that process, 3 categories emerged: intelligibility, catenation, and ending sounds. So, as you can see here, the researcher presents the procedures used in order to analyze the data, but also previews the categories that emerged from that particular instrument. In your case, you don't have to do that. It is only if you have emerging categories from one instrument. Remember, we will talk about triangulation later. Okay. Then we go to the second instrument. In this case, is a perception survey given to passengers. Okay, so passengers were asked simple questions about intelligibility of the announcement. These results, as well as the perception survey given to the flight attendants, were tabulated in a chart and color-coded to group most predominant facts about intelligibility, pace, and ways to prove safety announcements. After analyzed, reduced, and coded, the data was reduced to larger categories: views and perspectives of announcements. So as you can see, as in the previous instrument, the researcher mentions the specific procedure carried out and the expected outcomes of that particular instrument. The third instrument here is a video recordings. It says, according to Wang, 2008, one of the best methods to deal with fossilized errors is to record students and invite them to self-correct and peer correct. Recordings were introduced as an effective tool for them to become aware of the stabilized mistakes in announcements. Activities presented not only helped the study, but also aided flight attendants in noticing common errors they were making during their routine announcements. The most common errors were grouped and compared to the test they took 1 year earlier. Results were tabulated in a Microsoft Excel document to contrast their personal opinions, classmates' opinions, and test results. So as you can see here, the video recordings served the researcher the purpose of proving what the perceptions survey had done. They had said something about the way they perceived their own ability to give announcements, and then the researcher asked also the passengers about their own perception, but then the voice recordings allowed to hear and to evidence in a different way the way these people had fossilized their pronunciation mistakes. So hold a thought about 3 instruments for our triangulation video, but here I want to point out the importance of explaining what you did, how you analyze the data. Saying something as was tabulated in a Microsoft Excel document sounds simple, but that's the way you did it. So did you do it by hand? Did you copy it? Did you, for example, use post-it notes, sticky notes? Did you color code it? Did you tabulate information? What did you do? If you are not sure about the different procedures for data analysis, remember to take a look at the books. Alright, so hopefully this video is going to give you some guidance on how to write the data analysis section of your thesis. And so, well, see you soon. Bye.